Hello friends, this is your online tutor Shaunak Vyas. In today's class, we will be discussing about duties to be performed by secretary. You have to imagine yourself as a secretary of any company. You have been given a task that after few days there is a meeting in your company. You are responsible for the planning part and the execution part of the same. What will be the duties to be performed by you as a secretary of that company in three phases. That is, few duties before the meeting, few duties during the meeting, and few duties after the meeting. If you take this question like this, it will be very easy for you to think, imagine, and answer to this question. I hope I'm making sense. Am I right? Yes. So now let's discuss what are the duties of the secretary to be performed. What are the duties before the meeting? As an hint, I have given you a picture. Look at the picture very carefully. I have shown pen, pencil, time, calendar. Now, what will be your first duty? There is a meeting in your company which is to be held after a few days. What do you have to decide first? And the thing that should come to your mind is fixing the day, date, time, and place of the meeting. मीटिंग कब होगा, कहाँ पे होगा, कौन से टाइम पे मीटिंग होने वाला है, ये डिसाइड करना. So secretary will decide this day, date, time and place in consultation with the chairperson of the company. What's your second job? Now you have to call people. What is that piece of paper called through which you invite people to attend your meeting? Yes, you should be calling it as notice, and along with the notice, you should also send list of items you are going to discuss at the meeting, and that's nothing else but agenda. So you are supposed to prepare and send two different things, and they are notice and agenda of the meeting. Next, look at the picture carefully. So what are you supposed to do there with respect to the place of sitting? You are supposed to make a sitting arrangement available for the people who are going to attend the meeting. Okay, and the other facilities and amenities also you are supposed to make it ready for the people who are going to attend the meeting. So laptop, fresh drinking water, tea, snack, then projector, because nowadays meeting you are going to conduct with the electronic equipments. So mic, even if the space is a bit wider, in that case you will need that too. So you will need to make some arrangement with respect to that part also, and that's called physical arrangement with respect to meeting, sitting arrangement, and the basic other amenities for the people who are going to attend the meeting. Now here are a few books, papers, files. What do you think? Why is this picture shown? Yes, even these things are to be kept ready. Okay, now what are that formal documents what are required for the meeting? So secretary has to ensure that these things are available. Now what are that things? Letters, reports, files, minutes book, proxy forms, books of accounts. The first three things, letters, reports, and files, are quite easy to understand. What are minutes book? After the meeting, secretary is supposed to write a report that what did you do in that meeting, and such report is called minutes. And the book in which it is written, it is called minutes book. So secretary has to keep that minutes book ready till the minutes of the previous meeting, so that in this meeting it will be helpful. Now, what is proxy form? Those members who cannot attend meeting, okay, so they will come and instead of them, they will be deputing some other people to go and attend the meeting. And such people are called proxy. And before sending the proxy, they are supposed to fill up form called proxy form. And this proxy form shall be deposited at least 48 hours before the scheduled time of the meeting. And these proxy forms also secretary should keep it ready so that he can distribute and he can collect also. He should also Secretary should also maintain and keep ready the books of accounts of the company. Okay, next. What are the duties to be performed by secretary during the meeting? Just look at the picture. The first thing when you go to the meeting is to record your presence at the meeting, and that's nothing else but taking attendance. Secretary is responsible for taking attendance of the people who are attending the meeting. That is the first important thing what secretary is supposed to do. Next, during the meeting, now there is an image showing a person is counting something. Now, being secretary, you are supposed to ensure that there is proper quorum at the meeting. Now, you'll ask, what is quorum? Quorum refers to minimum number of members required to be present at the meeting, without which meeting will be considered invalid meeting. And secretary is responsible for the same. Are you guys getting my point? So that becomes the duty of secretary during the meeting that proper quorum is present. Next. Now, during the meeting, this image is showing that the secretary is reading out something. Now, what will secretary have to read during the meeting? Secretary will have to read out the notice of the meeting, specifying day, date, time, place, and matters to be discussed at the meeting. Secretary will actually read this. Secretary will also read the minutes of the previous meeting so that members can make a pair of things, that what were the things discussed at the previous meeting and what are to be discussed today, so there is a direct link. Okay, so even like when you have web series, so while looking at the episode 2, they will just give you a glimpse of episode 1 within a minute, so that you will get a link that what has happened in the previous episode and what's going to happen now. Now you can make a link between that, and therefore reading out the minutes of the previous meeting is certainly important. And if secretary has prepared any reports with respect to that meeting, even secretary will read out that report with the due permission of the chairperson of the meeting. Moving a step ahead, during the meeting secretary is making notes of few points. Now what do you think, why do secretary have to take down the points discussed at the meeting? We just discussed something, just try to uh, make point out of it. How this writing points will be important. And yes, just we discussed that secretary will have to write down the minutes after the meeting, and these points he will be using in order to write the minutes of the meeting. So points discussed at the meeting is to be recorded. Who was the mover of that motion when there is any motion passed at the meeting? Now what is motion? Motion is a definite proposal put forward by any member for the purpose of discussion, and the person who passed this motion is called mover of the motion. So who has made the point for the discussion? What's the name of that person? What is the point all about? Who seconded that point, that is who supported it? Name of the seconder also secretary has to make a note, because that will be recorded in the minutes book. What is the result of voting? What is the final resolution? Resolution refers to the final decision taken at the meeting. So what's the resolution made at the meeting? Secretary has to make note of these points so that he can maintain minutes book in the proper order. Let's move a step ahead. Now, during the meeting, once again, the same picture of the books, files, papers, documents. What do you think? Why are these things necessary during the meeting? Before the meeting, secretary will keep these things ready. And during the meeting, he will supply these documents, letters, files, reports, minutes book, proxy form, books of accounts as and when demanded by the chairperson of the meeting. So when it is needed, it is being supplied by the secretary, and therefore before the meeting, secretary has to keep these documents ready in his hand, and during the meeting he will supply. You also have to make a point that secretary will have to keep these documents back at his place. So this one point is applicable before the meeting, during the meeting, and even after the meeting. Next. Now during the meeting, there might be voting. So secretary has to play positive role in the process of voting. Now what kind of duties secretary has to perform during the voting process? Number one is scrutinizing. Scrutinizing is the process of verifying, checking that the process of voting is going smoothly. Okay, hassle-free voting is taking place. No tampering of votes is being taken place. Secretary also has to count the number of votes for and against the proposal made. Then secretary, with the due permission of the chairperson, has to declare the result of voting. These are the positive steps to be performed by secretary as far as voting process is concerned. Now, what are the duties after the meeting? Now, you will say, sir, before the meeting, secretary has to do some work. That is easy to understand. During the meeting, he is supposed to do some work. Even that is, we can digest and understand. Now, what are the duties after the meeting? Think it. That even after the meeting, is it necessary for secretary to work with respect to that of that meeting? And answer is yes. Secretary has to perform certain duties even after the meeting. Let's understand what are the duties. Now here there is an envelope with a thank you note. What do you think? What does this picture represent here? Yes, my dear students, secretary will have to prepare and send thank you letter to the guests and expert people called at the meeting. Don't you think so? That is important thing. Yes, because they are your invitees. If you don't send them thank you, your positive gesture matters a lot. Okay, and if you invite them another time, they will definitely come and they will definitely share a few positive points for the progress of your company. Next is after the meeting, there are certain files and documents kept there. What do you think? Why is it that necessary? So here these documents are to be filed, that is to be submitted. Okay, all the resolutions passed at the meeting is to be submitted with the ROC. ROC stands for Registrar of Companies. I repeat, ROC stands for Registrar of Companies. Okay, next. After the meeting, secretary is doing something with the reports. What do you think? What is it doing? He is drafting something. Tell me, what is it he's going to draft? Yes, I think you are going to the right direction. He is going to draft the minutes of the meeting. Please remember, my dear, minutes is to be drafted after the meeting within 15 days from the date of meeting, and it is to be written in past tense. In which book it will be written? What is the name of that book where he will write down the minutes? That's called minutes book, my dear students. He will also have to prepare few reports as per the instructions given by the chairperson and directors of the company. Now, after the meeting, he is doing something. Secretary is doing something on the computer. He is drawing something. He is making something. What do you think? What is it doing? He is actually implementing the decisions of the board and the chairperson, and in the meeting after the discussion whatever resolutions are passed, he is working as per that okay, so now moving a step ahead, what is it doing? After the meeting he's sending something to someone. What he might be sending? Just think it over. Yes, he must be sending documents. What kind of documents? He must be sending minutes, a copy of draft minutes to the people who did not attend the meeting so that they can understand what has happened in the meeting. He might be sending copy of dividend. Now what is dividend? Dividend is a part of profit given by the company. So he might be sending dividend warrants or interest warrant, that is to the creditors interest is given through interest warrant, and to the owners dividend is given through dividend warrant. So secretary is responsible for sending copy of minutes, dividend through dividend warrant, interest through interest warrant, etc. And I hope the logic behind the entire topic is clear in your mind. Kindly save this video link for your future reference, and please do like, share and subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much for your support. Bye everyone.